Well, hello, welcome back. Hi, and welcome back to the Polymer Clay channel. So today I'm going to show you a cool technique that I've recently found out. So if you've seen my TikTok, you'll see an insight to what I'm going to show you today. It is a cool technique. I didn't think it would work. It took me a couple of attempts to work out what on earth I was doing, but I've mastered it and now I'm going to show you how to do it. So here we go. Thanks for watching the tutorial. So tell me what you thought of that. I had so much fun, like I always do. So I wanted to show you this because it was something that I saw on Pinterest. It was just a couple of pictures. I haven't seen a video of this before, and I thought because I haven't seen a video of this before, I'm going to show it to you. So without further ado, I've got them both here, and I think it was this one that I showed first. There's a little bit of a peek here on my TikTok. So here it goes. Right, so now I did this to start off with. You'd have seen that from the original on TikTok. Have you seen it? Have I mentioned TikTok enough yet? It's linked in the description so you can have a look. So this part here was the first original part, and then it sort of came around here, and then if you've seen it here, it was all blank because I wasn't really sure what to do with that because I hadn't stuck the cling film, or I think you guys in America call it saran wrap or whatever it is, in this sort of area. Was kind of like I kind of missed it, so I left it blank, and then I thought, well, I'm gonna have to do something else with this, and I weren't sure because this was my first attempt and I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I tell you what, this has actually turned out really cool. So even though it is a real plain colour and all the colours have kind of merged in together, the actual pattern of it is really cool. I mean, I can go in closer here. This is the plain part here, and it just looks really cool. I'd never expected it to look like this. So, and then going round, obviously this part here was the bit that I did separately because that was the white part. And look at this. I mean, what a cool pattern this is made, just this bit here. So with this sort of thing, you can't really plan because it just really depends on how the plastic goes on the part and where it picks up the ink from, and also what colours you use. Again, you can't really plan unless you're going to use maybe 2 or 3 colours. You can probably get the colour right, but you're never going to plan, or I don't know if you're going to have a plan how to do this sort of pattern. So if you can work out how to plan this, you might be able to sort of block parts off and then do it in just an area. Perhaps that's an idea for another video. So do the actual pot itself, cover it, pattern it, but cut a bit out or something and then have that plain. I don't know, that might work. But yeah, I'm going to show you real close again, nice and slowly, so you can see how cool this pattern really does look. And as you would have seen by the tutorial, I did actually make another one because it turned out so cool. I thought, oh, I'm going to try it again based on the fact that it kind of smudged here a bit, and I wanted to see if I can get a cooler pattern. So now I'm going to show you the other one. Got it right here. So here we go. Look at this absolute marvel. I'm really shocked at this. It is such a cool design. I'm going to come out a shot so it doesn't blur out on me, so you can just see what a cool pattern this looks like. I mean, I didn't plan this, but what an idea this is. Now here, you'll notice it's blurred a little bit. It's kind of gone one colour without pattern. Now the reason why it's done that is because I moved the cling film a little bit after I put it on. So don't do that. If you put it on and stick it on, leave it where it is. Don't try and mess with it because the colours will kind of like all fade into another and you'll get this kind of smudged effect. Albeit very cool, I wanted to have more of this just strange looking pattern. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, to be honest, and I've never had an idea like this before. As I said, I saw a couple of pictures on Pinterest and I've never seen anyone try it, so I read the description a few times, read the instructions, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to give this a go and see what happens. So I've done this with white clay, but what you could do is use Cernet or any type of translucent clay, and that would really work. So you'd get like a frosted glass look then. I don't know how this would look in terms of whether it would stick as well. I don't really know, so I haven't tried it out yet. I wanted to try white because it's been a while since I've used a lot of white, and I'm just going to give you a close-up of this one because it's just really, really cool. So I'm going to turn it around really slowly so you can see. I mean, look at the intricate patterns here. I just think it's so cool, and you'd never be able to recreate these, so you wouldn't be able to make a load of them because even if you tried, you wouldn't be able to get exactly the type of colour and style that you wanted, because it really does depend on where the plastic goes. Now I think it might work with plastic bags or something like that. I'm sure it would do, but obviously with cling film, it's going to stick, you know, it's going to stay put, particularly on the clay. So my recommendation is to use as little alcohol inks as you can, and the reason for that is because when you pick it up, it will all drip, so you have to be really quick, put it all on there and then just stick it. And if you do that, it will look really cool because it will just crumple up and it will just give that pattern look. If you can't do it all in one go, which is what I tried with this first one, that was the first go, and you'll end up with more of a pattern but more of a solid colour, which is fine if that's what you want. But if you want lots of different colours and you want it lots of different patterns, I would do a bit at a time. So I would do a bit and then stick smaller parts on, and that would work really well. As you can see here, there's a little bit missing here. I'm going to leave it because I think it looks quite cool. But if you wanted the whole thing covered and you think, oh, that bit needs doing, that bit needs doing, you can do it separately. So just wait for the time that it needs, and I'll go into that in just a second. Yeah, you can do it again after that, so it's quite cool. Now, when it comes to taking the actual plastic off, I would do it carefully, but also make sure that it's had plenty of time to dry. Now, this one I left for, I think it was overnight originally, but what I tried to do to start off with is wiggle it about, which is why I think some of it went all in one colour, because I sort of moved it, and then you'll notice that the ink will actually kind of come off with it. The idea is that the ink will be dry underneath the plastic, and then you can move it off and you'll get all these fancy patterns. If you want the fancy patterns, make sure that you leave it overnight. So this project has taken me a couple of days because I've had to wait each time I've done it, and then when I went to film I thought, oh no, these bits here, because it was white originally, I wanted those covered as well, so I had to redo the plastic with the ink on again. Now the colours sort of went okay because I picked very carefully what colours I had in this already, so it went okay. But if you wanted completely different designs, you could mark off sections, then you could do it all different round if you wanted to. You could have so much fun with this pattern. It's so cool. So once I've taken it off, check to make sure that it does transfer a little bit when the clay is still unbaked, but once it's been in the oven, absolutely no transfer whatsoever. It's really cool. So at the moment this is a matte look. I think I'm going to leave it like that because it does actually look really cool, but I don't know, we'll see. I mean, this one on here, in comparison, this being my first one, this being my second one, albeit similar colours, you'll notice on here it's kind of like blurred a little bit in places. So my second attempt was definitely better, and this was my second one. And just look at these patterns. I'm going to come out of shot again. I'm just absolutely fascinated. This bit here just looks like a rose with like a stem, and then you can see just so many different cool effects on this. These here look really good as well. And again, it's a project that can't really go wrong. You just have to experiment and see what you come up with. So this is another cool technique with alcohol inks. I couldn't tell you what it's called. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. So this before, I am going to show it, and then breathe, Gail, breathe. If you wanted to do I have to remember in my clay sometimes that little is better, or there's sort of less is more is less. I don't know what it is, something like that. Now, when it comes to taking now when it God help me. Now when it oh my goodness. Oh, I've got another one to film now. This looks very healthy, but it's really not water. Cherry flavoured 7-Up. What a beauty. See you later, bye. Peace out.